call is now being recorded.
Okay, could you say and spell your name for me, please?
Sure, it is Mark, M-A-R-K, last name Mazrimas, M-A-Z-R-I-M again, A-S. I'm the marketing manager for Classic Cinemas.
Okay, thank you very much. And I just, with all the, with the Christmas holiday season coming, usually there's a lot of holiday films out, family films. Seems to be a lot of dark.
You cut out a second, but hang on, I'll be right back.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I wanted to get something in front of me. Okay.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Go back to your question, and I will do my best to answer all of them.
Absolutely. I was just wondering what, with running a theater, what in a theater company, what are your thoughts on the dark films that are coming out around the holidays? Like Django Unchained, Les Miserables, Jack Reacher.
Well, I don't know if it's all that different than previous holidays. You get movies for everyone. It's probably the first time Quentin Tarantino, I think, is getting a holiday release, which means the Weinstein Company has a lot of faith in you have two things going for you when you get to the holidays, in that you want movies of, a lot of movies of a mass appeal because you only have a certain window for people to go to the movies. But the other thing you have to keep in mind, it is also, movies have to play New York, at least New York and LA, and have runs to be considered for the Academy Awards. And especially this year, they've moved the nominations up to January 10th. They've moved them up 2 weeks. So you get films that are for a mass audience, and then you get films where studios feel like they have Oscar potential. So you get a mixture of adult films. You always get family films for the holidays. And I'm sure, Les Mis, even though it may be darker in subject, it's got such a recognition from the Broadway show. And I could go back. I can't, you'd probably have to research, but the musical Chicago, the Bob Fosse, came out a number of years ago around the holiday season. So no different. It was a darker musical. Last year, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, based on a bestseller, was released at Christmas, R-rated, dark also. So you're going to have a few of those movies, and some of those movies are, if they're of Oscar consideration, very important for them to open them up over the holidays. But last year you had Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. So when I look at Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise, it's, to me, they're both going to be PG-13. It's an action movie. So you have one studio, Paramount, saying, you know what, Mission Impossible did great. I know they actually changed the release date based on how well that performed to put Jack Reacher into the holidays, and said, you know what, we need to have an action movie. Somebody else is going to be going with a couple romantic, they're going to be a number of romantic comedies. This is 40. What is it? The Guilt Trip. This week you have Playing for Keeps. So you have three movies, a little bit in the same genre there. And then on the other end, you've got, the kids movies, that always compete over the holidays. You've already had Wreck-It Ralph. You've had Rise of the Guardians. You got Disney re-releasing Monsters, Inc. in 3D December 19th. And then you got Fox coming in with Parental Guidance, which is rated PG. And I'd put that one more kind of in a, I don't know, for comparison, Home Alone, where it's not an animated, but it's going to have family appeal, mishaps with the grandparents watching the grandkids, and the grandkids are controlling. So I've been in the industry a long time, so it's normally a mixture of movies, and for us in the industry, that to me is a good thing. I wouldn't want all feel-good holiday movies during the season, because you know, we have to appeal to people of such varied tastes. And you know what? I've got an 11 and a 14-year-old, and my wife and I spend a lot of time seeing kid movies. I relish going to see, you know, to escape and see something a little bit adult-wise. And on the other end, you know, I took my 11-year-old to see the James Bond, his first experience with a Bond. And so, you know, certain PG-13 movies, I can do that. I mean, last year over the holidays, right around, I think it was Thanksgiving, there really was a glut of family movies, and unfortunately, some of them got lost in the shuffle where the studios just released too many up against each other. And I think that's always, you know, that's always the concern. If you release a lot of dark movies, are they going to hurt each other? If there's a lot of romantic comedies going up, you know, which one is going to do business and which one is going to fall to the wayside? Of course, in your comparison of Django and Les Mis, they may be dark in theme, but they're totally different movies.
Oh yes,
yeah. You know, you're going to have, you know, two different audiences, you know, coming out, you know, to see a movie, and then, you know, of course you have The Hobbit, which is, you know, and of course, hey, throw in Lincoln, which has been doing well, which is a historical biopic. You know, a little bit. You'd think, for the holidays, is that better? Would that have been a better early fall release or after Christmas? And, you know, we had some discussions as, you know, it was going to be too long for school groups. Same thing, we had worries that school groups for The Hobbit were going to be impacted because of its, I'm trying to think of how long. It's long. I may not have it right down in front of me here. 170 minutes, but we've already, I know at one of our locations in St. Charles, we've already booked 6 school groups coming for field trips to see The Hobbit, even though it's so long. You know, which is good. So, yeah, I don't think we have that concern. I think we have that concern when, you know, we have a concern when it's too crowded and there's too many movies competing. And we have a problem when they're not of a wide variety of films. So from an industry, and the way business has taken off over the Thanksgiving and the weeks have been up, I have to say, sitting here, we're very encouraged on how the movie season is going to wrap up. And on paper to us right now, it looks to be one of the best holiday movie seasons in years. And me being in marketing, I'm always optimistic. But
I was actually going to lead into my next question about how sales and stuff you've seen over the years, sales go around holiday movies. Do people tend to flock more towards family fare, or is it a mix? But you seem to have
it's a mix, and you know, and we always have to be careful because, you know, you have the Thanksgiving period, and then it slows down a little bit, and then it picks up. And I think I counted as of between December 19th and Christmas Day, I count 8 new movies coming out.
Okay.
And you know, and when you think 8, you also have to think that I'm not, you know, that's not counting in that 8 the movies that you hope to have room to hold over. You know, one of those, you know, in the 8, I didn't include The Hobbit, and of course there's Breaking Dawn, and there's, you know, there's the James Bond, there's Lincoln, there's